Hello everyone, hope you all are doing great and welcome back to Flutter Zen. And today in this video, I'm going to share you some of the basics of the Dart language. So what we are going to see is that how the Dart code runs, what are the variables, what are the data types does this language support. So let's just get started with this video. So the first of all, for Dart development for Dart language, you can head on to the dartpair.dev. I will put the link into the description so you can directly go over there. So here is our interface of this website. So here is our editor. So from here I can run my code. So here is my console output and here it shows the documentation of whatever the function I'm using. So here you can see the print functions documentation. It is given here that it takes an object as an argument and returns void. So before that, just let's just clear it out. So let's see how a Dart execution starts from. So just like a C language, if you are familiar with the C and or C++ language, uh, the Dart code execution starts from this main function. So Dart compiler, every time before executing the code, it looks for this main function. So whatever is inside this function will get executed. So here the main function takes no argument and it returns, and its return type is void. One more thing I just forget to tell you, that the Dart recent Dart version, that is Dart 2.13 and 2.12 onwards, it has started given the null safety support. So you can either close this support if you want, or you can just continue with it. So next, here we have a new page. So you can create always a new page which shows two different options for just Dart, and if you want to go with Flutter, then you can go with Flutter, and if you want to go with web development, then you can just turn on the HTML and go for that. But for right now, I'm just canceling it out, and now let's see what output we get. It probably empty here right now because nothing is there inside our main function. So let's just start with a print function. That what if we want to print something on the console, then we will use simply the print function, and every statements in the Dart language ends with a semicolon. Now you can see here's an error it is showing, and the error is the positional argument expected but 0 found. Try adding missing arguments, which means that this print function takes some kind of argument. So if you want to print string, you can simply put double quotes in it and put your string. So let's say hello world, and you can see there it is. Just few moments. Yeah, here it is. And also you can see here the current Flutter version and the Dart SDK version is displayed over here, and it says no issue, so our code is compiling successfully. Now let's say I have some integer value, a is equal to 2. Let's zoom little bit so it's more clearly visible. Okay, so let's say we have a variable a which has a value 2. Now this underline shows that we haven't used a variable anywhere, so the value of a local variable a isn't used. So it's just a warning or an info, it's not an error. Our code still will compile successfully with this. Just a few moments, or here it is. That's it. Now if we want to print this value from print, so what we can do is either I can add plus a, it will show an error. Why? Because a is an int type. So if I want to print, I have to use toString function. Now it will run. So it will toString function, what basically do is it parse the value of integer to string. Now this toString function is actually defined here into the int class, that is the integer class, and you can always go to the documentation and read more about it in detail. So here we have 2 printed over here. But what if I want to print it inside the double quotes? Then we will use dollar and directly a, that is our variable. So you can see here we have. Also, you can wrap this A inside a curly braces and still it will show you that. Now these curly braces are more useful if I want to perform some other operation in on A and then print the value. So here I'm expecting the output 5 and here it is. So this is how the basic and normal print function can be utilized. So now let's head over to the what type of variables does Dart support. Now actually Dart has a type interfacing system, which means that Dart is dynamically typed language and also a strictly typed language, we can say. So let's look at the strictly typed language part of the Dart. So basic data types that Dart support is int, that is basically for integer values. Then we have a double for floating point values. Then we have a string class to take strings. Then we have list and map. And lastly we have a bool. So these are the 6 basic types that Dart support, data types. So now to initialize integer value, you can simply give a variable name and initialize the values. So this is how you can initialize this, or if you don't want to initialize, you can leave it empty. Now by default, if a value is not initialized, the null safety part of the Dart, that is from Dart 2.12 onwards, it will take all the variables as non-nullable. So it has to be some value. So here we have only one error. So let's check why it is not showing me null safety error. Okay, let's try to print this value. What I'm expecting is a null. We have end. Okay. So we have to wrap it inside. See, here is the error. The non-nullable local variable A must be assigned before it can be accessed. So this is the error we will get if we just do not assign any value, that the default A is non-nullable. So if I want to make it nullable, then I just have to put question mark. And you can see the error has gone and I'm expecting a null output over here. So that's how it works. So this is what about integer value, and similarly we can use double. A is equal to 2 point something, and similarly we can print it as we have printed integer value, and the same nullable thing goes for the double and all the data types in the Dart language. So that's all, and the string is pretty simple like any other language, as A is equal to double inverted quotes, and we can go with hello world. Okay, my typing error are much great. So here string is not a data type because it takes capital S, right? So the capital S is the actual class, that is the string class defined. You can always you can go over and read the documentation over here. So now there are some characters which for example, if I want to use a dollar sign over here, but it will take the dollar as some variable, that is the hello variable. It is looking for some hello variable, but it is not defined anywhere. So what if I want to print a dollar in my string? Then I have to use backslash character. See, I got a dollar in the console. But now, so what if I don't want to use a backslash character? Then I can simply give a raw string to the variable a, and it will take all the values without use of any backslash character, and it will print all, even the simple ones. Yep, here the output. So that's pretty much for the string variable, that is sorry, the string data type. Now the bool are simple. Just use the bool keyword, and your variable name is true is equal to true. So true and false are always in the small case character, the values, and we are getting, and just print it, and you can see the output of if it is true or false. So it's false. The print will give you the output of whether the value of the boolean variable is true or false. So now next, the list. So to initialize a list, you can give a data type to it. So if I want to make a list of strings, then just put a string inside this caret brackets, and then the name of the list. So I'll put string list, and to initialize the list, you can either use list, then the caret, and give your data type name and two brackets. So this is how you can initialize. This is one of the way actually to initialize the string, to initialize the list of strings. The other way is quite simple. Just simply put empty square brackets, or if you want to initialize with some values, then put values inside it. Let's say 1 or 2, and it will print out the values. So it is basically much more simple using this way than writing the whole list, then brackets, and then putting string inside it. So you can initialize similarly list of any objects given to you, list of strings, list of integer, list of double, or you have some class, then you can make list of that class objects. Simple. We'll get to know more in detail in later on when we are getting started, when we will actually get started our implementation with the Flutter and moving deep towards the Dart language. So now let's move to the map. So map uses the map keyword. Then you can give data type, any data type you can use. Let's say I'll use string, and then the map variable name, so string map. So similarly here also you can either for initializing you can either use the actual name, that is a map, then caret brackets and put string inside, or either simply just put the curly braces and you are good to go. So here are empty map. So now let's just put some value inside it. Let's say A is first character, so we'll just print A. So it has print out the map. Now what if I want to manually add some value to the string map? Then just simply use string map variable, then put a square brackets. Now this will be the key. Now inside the key I'll put B, and I'm giving the value 2. Now let's check what is there inside the string map, and it is A1 and B2. Now if I want to specifically access this 2 value or all the values, then I can just go to the string map dot, and it will, hopefully it should give suggestion to me. Keys Now it won't give you suggestions until I put it inside the curly braces. Now string map dot. So here are all the methods related to the string map. You can go and explore it, and if you want, I'll explore it in next videos, upcoming videos. So let's just go with some basic keys, and it will print all the keys of the map, that is A and B. Similarly, I can go for values. It will give me the value in an array or an iterable string. It's not kind of actually array, but it's an iterable list of string. So it's a kind of iterable is another class of Dart language, Dart. So that's all. You can check whether it is empty or not by simply is empty function. So it will return true false. Similarly, I can get an length. So all these functions you can also use for the list. Let me show you in a moment. So let's just make it a list and explore basic functions of list. So here let's change this name and make it list. I'm copying this and pasting here, and I want to add value 2 to the list. So what I'll do is use dot add function, and I'll put my value 2 and put my semicolon, and I'll just print the length, and we'll see we're expecting 3. So here is our length 3, and let's print just our normal values. So it's A12. So similarly for list also we can use is empty method. It will basically return that whether the this list has any values or not. So whether it is empty or not, basically simple. So this list is not empty, so it returns false. If there are no elements in the collection, then it will return true. So but we have collection, we have elements A1, 2, 3. So there are many functions available, many methods available for the list. You can explore it by yourself, or I'll explore this methods into the next upcoming videos. So that's all for the strongly typed I can say strongly typed data types. Okay, so now I'll stop this video over here, and in the next video I'll talk about this is dynamically typed data types of the Dart language, and furthermore. But as this video is getting too much longer, I'll stop this video. Thank you for watching this video, and hope you like this video. And if you want to give some feedback, then please put down a comment in the below section. You know where to put it, okay? And please subscribe if you like my content, and share it with your friends. Thank you so much. Happy coding, and keep fluttering.